Hi everyone! These are all the things you're going to need to make your own iTip extensions. You're going to need your straighteners. The hair you want to use, 100% human hair is a must. If it's synthetic, it'll melt when we make the bead. You're going to need silicone beads. They're silicone lined micro beads. Scissors. Duck clips are optional. They're just for separating hair and keeping it neat. And you're going to need some keratin glue beads. Okay, that's what's going to hold the hair together. Okay, so what you want to do is cut out just under about 1 inch of hair. You're going to have a bit of room to play with how much hair you actually use, and I'll show you how later. And when you do cut it, you want to cut it very carefully, not to chop off the hair and pull down to stop the hair from tangling, especially if you're using curly hair like I am. Okay, so step 2, preparing the glue. Old straighteners are a must. You don't want to use your good ones. You want ones that ceramic has been burnt off or they're scratched and you really have no other use for them, because this is what happens to them. Okay, the glue gets everywhere. These are how mine looked after probably about 300 iTips. So yeah, as you can see, they get battered. Okay, so you want to put your straighteners flat. Get 2 keratin beads and just pop them on really carefully. My straighteners are set to 200 degrees and that's a good heat for me that I worked out. Will melt the beads quick enough but won't have them sliding absolutely everywhere. As you can see, the beads, I've just put them super close together so they melt into like one little blob. Step 3 is shedding the weft. So remember that weft we took earlier on and we chopped it off into a little piece? You want to hold it in your hand and get your scissors and just really close to the top, chop the weft off. Okay, and here you can see I'm pulling all the excess little hairs off the top. These are hairs that are folded over, and when the bundle is actually made, they're tucked over and sewn down. So we want to get rid of all of those because that's just going to make your iTip thicker than it needs to be, but you're not actually going to get use of all those little tiny hairs, so they're pointless. Okay, so step 4 is going to be shaping the iTip. When I tell you I have lost fingertips, I have no fingerprints. Okay, so that little glob of glue you had on your straighteners should be totally liquid by now, and you want to just clamp the hair, as you can see I'm doing, and rotate it so that it's getting completely covered in glue. Okay, this took me quite a few tries to really get the hang of, because you want it to be completely covered, but you also don't want to have so much excess glue that it's actually making your iTip larger than it needs to be. Okay, so once the glue cools very, very slightly, it'll still be hot. You will have no fingertips when you're finished with this. You want to roll it between your fingers. And then once it gets hard, you grab your scissors and you can just chop off the top to make it super, super neat. Microlink beads come in different sizes, so you always want to check the sizing to make sure the iTip that you've created will fit appropriately inside of your microlink bead. Okay, so as you can see, this iTip is actually fitting too snug in the bead because there'll be no room left for my hair to then fit alongside the iTip. So, easy way to fix this: you can separate the hair, take out as much as you think you'll need, and you'll figure this out as you go along. Put that hair to the side because that can actually be used in another iTip. It doesn't have to go to waste. And then you want to follow the same steps that we did initially to make the iTip in the first place. So you grab your straighteners and kind of collect your bead together, and you want to re-warm the glue. Okay, that's going to make the glue nice and soft, so you can basically start from square one and reshape it all over again. Okay, so the amount of hair that you're going to want to fit into your iTip, like I said, depends on the thickness of your own hair, the density of the hair that you're using as an extension, and the size of your microlink bead. Basically the overall look that you're going for, whether you want a full head installation or a partial head installation. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you're going to have to work out, and it's all going to be quite unique to you and the look that you want to go for. As you can see, this new iTip fits much better in the link and leaves a bit of room for hair to fit. Okay, so this is what the finished look. And yeah, if you guys want a video on how to install the tips, let me know in the comments below and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.